Hey guys, Real Estate Rich back again with another week in real estate and your real update. And here today we're talking about what is the real housing crisis. There's a lot of talk out there about, houses are crashing or the market's going to crash and so on and so forth, which is completely false, at least for now. This is May 2nd, Saturday, May 2nd. So that's the date. As of now, that is completely false. So let's get into what's really happening in the market, at least here in Fresno, California, and really across the whole valley, right? So, anywhere between Madera and Tulare, where we are, it's very, very strong here as far as the housing market. And we're going to get into it right now. So let me just show you a few things. Got a few slides here. Hopefully you can see it. Didn't want to get too fancy. I just figured I'll just record it and just have the computer here just to show you supporting evidence of what's happening in our market, or actually just what's happening in general. So I was out last week, just so you know, let me give you a little story. Out last week showing a very lovely couple, first-time home buyers out shopping for their home. It really hit me then, the first house we went to, I arrived about 20 minutes early. Within that 20-minute time, this house that just came on the market, it must have been shown 2 or 3 times. I want to say twice at least. There was 2 agents with groups of people there just waiting to see the house. I mean, there was like literally people waiting to go inside. And then once my clients arrived, we went in and saw it as well. Same thing happened for like 2 other houses that we went to that day. Either one house particular, we were already inside, had a knock on the door, looked out, there's groups of people out there, and the agent is saying, hey, we're just waiting to see, we want to see the house too. My point is that it's a big demand for housing right now, and it's just getting hotter in this market. Another quick example, I just put on a new listing on Thursday. Today's Saturday, put a new listing, brand new, first day on the market, Thursday. By Friday, we had 10 offers, okay? Today, we got another one I saw come in. We're gonna have it go through Sunday is when the offer cutoff is. I wouldn't be surprised if we have 15 total by tomorrow. I mean, it's very sad to say, because that there's a lot of people still looking for their dream home, and especially this one I'm talking about, and it's just they're not, it can only be sold to one family, so look how many families are going to be left out. If we do end up with 15, that's 14 families and buyers who would still need to find a home. So just a little example, and that's kind of what I have right here on my screen. As you can see, it says buyer demand. So buyer demand is very strong. And the reason I'm saying housing crisis as far as inventory, which means a shortage of homes on the market, is because right now what we're seeing is there's lots of buyers looking and not nearly enough homes, affordable, nice homes to sell them, unfortunately. And that's just kind of the market we're in, which is kind of more of a crisis if you want to think about it. I mean, so it's not the same crisis everyone's thinking, values in this. It's a supply and demand issue, okay? And so whenever there's a supply and demand, you have more demand than supply, typically what happens? Prices typically go up, right? And that's kind of what some cases, some houses in certain areas are doing. Prices are actually still going up in those areas. In other areas we've seen with houses that are sitting on the market, the main reason typically is the price. It's overpriced. So those are the ones that are probably just sitting on the market a little longer. But anything else, other houses that hit the market, they are selling like hotcakes. Trust me, the affordability range here. So let me get into it. Not going to waste too much time. I'm going to show you a couple slides and we'll take it from there. So as you can see, this chart, it's kind of hard to see, but basically it's a year-over-year inventory, kind of showing over the last several years of, and inventory means how many houses we have available on the market. Okay, so for those that don't know, but this goes back to 2014, January, kind of shows way back then, we had pretty good inventory, enough houses basically to sell to buyers out there, which satisfied them. And so as we come down to as we moved into basically the 2016, 2017, and 2018, we start seeing a decline in actually how many houses are actually available on the market for buyers to buy. We see an uptick back right after 2018. We see a big uptick in houses actually. I guess more inventory hit the market, more houses came available, which was good and satisfying. So that way, buyers had more options and few options. But as then we came with a decline in 2019, 2020. Here we are pretty much here. And as you can see, it's all red and we're kind of getting lower and lower as far as inventory levels, significantly has dropped. So that's another reason why, we don't really see houses declining in value this quick just right now. It's just simply not enough houses out there, for homeowners to even have a chance to buy. Okay, so let's get into the next one. Another slide here. Right here, we're going to get into annual home appreciation. So, a lot of concern is it's a bubble being created. Home values were going too high over the last few years. People are afraid, oh my gosh, it's going to burst. Values are so high. This chart right here is really proof of that it's really not. So let's go back to 2000, okay? And we're going to talk about pre-08, pre-2008, and what led up to that, or one of the factors, right? So back in 2000, looks like home appreciation as a whole, cross country, we had a good, they appreciated 8.6% to year 2000. So basically home values went up on average 8.6%, all the way to 2005, 11.4%. So right before the crash of 08, look how significantly houses were increasing in their value. And that's just due to, houses just keep getting overbid and prices are just being driven up, which really happened, which helped lead to the bubble burst back in 08. They just, they were just, the values went up. Now, as we fast forward to 2014, beginning there, looks like values started going up, after the crash and the recovery. Values start, upticking. Look like 4.4% back in 2014, 2015, 5.2, so on and so forth, all the way to about last year. Home values were appreciating about 4.7% appreciation, which is pretty normal. 3 to 4% annually is the norm historically as far as appreciation. Like pre-08, houses are going up 8, 10, 11, even 12% a year, which is that's a cause for concern as houses are being too overvalued, appreciating too quickly, which can ultimately lead to, what happened back then in 08. So that's just another example of where we are now, of why I don't really foresee, a bubble being burst or house values too high. Actually looking really good shape right now in historic norms, okay? So that's going to conclude today's discussion on the housing market, the true crisis. But you guys have a great day. And at all, anyone would love to share some information they have or just like to discuss the real estate market in general here in Fresno, I'm always open, love to talk to you about it. So feel free to reach out and you have a great day. And until next week, you guys have a good one.